Hello and welcome to Red Heaven, our heart, the city beneath actual play here on High Shelf Collective. Before we get going tonight, let me make sure if you can't hear us, if like you see me moving my mouth and no words are coming out, that's not on purpose. So let us know in chat or give us a shout or whatever. You know how it is, tech stuff and all that. And we're just doing our best. We're just doing our best out here. And
Yeah.
speaking of doing our best, I am your games master, Doc Rimbo. I use he, she, or they pronouns. And it sounds like everybody can hear everything, so that's good news as well. We are going to be catching back up with our delvers as they go deeper into the heart, into madness, and the other, and alien and weirdness. So, with that in mind, I think that it would only make sense if before we do a little recap, if we go around and check in with all of our players. So, players, we're going to go around. I will ask you what your real life name is, or your handle. You know, you don't have to like dox yourself. And then who you're playing, what their class is, and then tonight I thought it would be fun. What's their favorite joke, or do they tell jokes, or what's the funniest thing they've seen while adventuring in the heart? Because as weird as the heart is, there's also funny things and beautiful things and other stuff like that. Tonight we are gonna start. Let's start right in the middle of the stream ladder. So we're gonna start with Sid. Sid, my friend, how are you? Tell us
I'm
everyone. Tell us
good.
everyone who you are.
Tell us, everyone. Hi, I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on the internet at Greek Sid. Tonight I'm playing Jazzy, who is our Knoll Heart Song Deep Apiarist, aka
Bees.
the Bees, and also the dearest friend of Larry. Say hi, Larry. And I was talking about this before stream. I told this joke during a college class and broke my professor's brain. Okay, this is Jesse's favorite joke. Are you ready? What's this?
A dolphin? A wave?
I don't know, but here comes another one.
Now, picture a hyena-headed person covered with bees doing that.
Exactly.
Right? Great.
Exactly.
Great.
Precisely.
Thank you,
Oh
Sid.
man! Oh my god!
It looks like Derek is broken as well. So let's go over to RJ. RJ, tell us who you are and who you're playing tonight, and then tell a joke that's funnier than that one.
Hello, my name is RJ, and I'm in my own personal hell.
RJ is so mad at me right now.
I'm so mad at you. I love you so much.
It's so good.
Hey everybody, I'm RJ. You can catch me at RJustice282 on all my socials. I typically retweet whenever I go live there. Today I'm playing Shoebill. We both go by he, they. He's a junk mage, I'm a menace, and his favorite joke is, how do you make a tissue dance? You put a little boogie in it.
Ah, God. Yeah, God.
Mucus-coated humor is good stuff. It's really good. Now, which way should I go from here? Let's go down to Benji. Benji, my dear friend, how are you? Tell us who you are.
I'm Benji, and I am playing Toby, who is a drow Heartsong Deadwalker. So he's a little bit spooky. And his favorite joke is, what do you call a fish with no eyes? Fish.
Derek, like, Derek, you're loving these jokes.
I know, I don't get out much.
All right. Well, go ahead and introduce yourself so we can all feel sorry for you.
Jesus. My name is Derek, and I am here. I'm a man. I was just asked to be here today. My name is Derek. I'm on top Derek Mountain, and I play games and do the geek stuff and stuff. And I'm a man who likes a funny, and here is my joke. A guy walks into a psychiatrist's office and exclaims, "I'm a teepee, I'm a wigwam, I'm a teepee, I'm a wigwam, I'm a teepee, I'm a wigwam." He says, "Calm down, you're too tense."
Derek, who are you playing? Tell us about Wines.
Yes, I play a wonderful Vermisian knight named Wines to the Wind, who is a complainy little giant subway armored bitch who just really has his way with drugs and likes to party.
As Elfir do.
As Elfir do.
Fantastic.
As Elfir do.
Thank you, thank you. And Ali, I know you're way up there at the top, all by yourself. Amber can't be with us this week, so you got to hold down that top row on Hollywood Squares by yourself.
I'll do what I can.
Go for it.
But yeah. So as
strong
Doc
start.
said, my name is Ali. I play the witch Elric, a heart song guy who's just really tired all the time of everything. He's just a tired guy. And I totally misunderstood the assignment. So the joke, I'm sorry, I apologize in advance. What did the heart say to the Delver? Beats me.
Oh, beats me.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, because it's a heart and a heart beats.
Yeah.
I thought physically. I thought more fucking.
Everyone get it? Okay, great. All
What's
right.
also the
well,
game about beats? Because we're playing.
it is about
heart.
beats, and so appropriately enough, it works on levels.
It does. It's
Mission
like an
complete.
onion.
It works on levels. All right. Let's get started. Last time, our group worked security for a party held by a supposedly powerful Elfir gentleman named Celadon. I look upon thee with joy unendurable. And while the party went on inside of this settlement in high rise, they had conversations with ghosts outside. And depending on how long the ghosts had been down there, some of them were less communicative than others, maybe, or maybe a little bit more, I don't know, shy, less, forthcoming. And one of them mentioned that they had been a part of a group called the Gwyn Ardasi Cabal, a group of human arcane and techno sorcerers who helped with the Vermissian project to build this train system that ran through the heart. And when it all went wrong, they were going to this place called the Eastern Express. It was like an escape route for them. And so the group figured, well, maybe there we can get some answers as to what's going on with time and why someone from the future is trying to assassinate one of us and all this other stuff. So maybe we'll head out in search of that. And then they watched as this powerful drow Elfir dude, Celadon, basically got drunk and they startled him off the edge of a building, and he fell down to join the ghosts down below in high rise. And then they figured, maybe we better get out of here. And on their way out of town, they noticed that the other big player in town, the Ptolemy Bay Company, basically stomped much of the local populace into the dirt for no good reason. They were just sort of flexing and being awful. And so they're on the shit list, I guess, of the group. They went on the road. It's not a road, it's a tunnel. They went through the winding corridors and unexplained terrain of the heart. They found a strange looking metal weaver spider web, which had a symbol on it that meant something to Jezzy. They bypassed it by going to heaven and stepping out on the other side, fortunately, in one piece. And from there, they pressed on. Finally, they descended through a stone elevator into a tunnel from the Vermissian transit system. And as we joined them today, they were drawing close to a station. Now, this station is weird for reasons that we'll get into in a moment. But the first thing that we're going to do is go back. We're going to have a little tiny flashback here. There are lots of casinos in the city of Spire. Spire is this miles-high city that is a monolith stretching high above the heart. There's plenty of casinos there. Some of them are legitimate. Some of them are back alley. Sometimes people have little gambling parlors in their homes. But there's one called the Manticore. The Manticore has always been number 2. It's the Burger King of Spire casinos, but they're okay with that. They know their place. They know what they're doing. They're fine being Caribou Coffee or whatever.
Oh.
They're just sort of happy to be there, although they are run by a powerful Aelfir family. Tonight we're in the Manticore, but the room swims in front of our eyes. It's clear that we are looking through the eyes of somebody who has been partaking in a lot of stuff. some things flicker in and out of our vision, auditory hallucinations, little waves of light and vision go past our eyes. And finally, we emerge to see that Winds to the Wind, maybe a little bit younger, not wearing any armor in this case, is swaying through this casino. And he's found himself at a table, a gambling table. He's been here for a while with two other people. One of them is a gentleman who is a councilman, an Elfir council member named Captain Wander the Lost. That's not his rank. His first name is Captain. And he, if it is possible, is even more blasted than Wine is. He has been going hard and fast, but also kind of encouraging Wine to keep going. And then on the other side of him is somebody that we can't quite make out in our memory's eye. They are huge, and their hands are the size of like hubcaps. And it's strange to see the cards in them because it makes them look so small. But currently, we are in the middle of a hand of Nolker, which is a Knoll-themed poker variant. Which, if you know that the Elfir have been at war with the Knolls for a long time, you'll know that the imagery on it is pretty gross. It's pretty violent. All of the face cards are Knoll sort of like ranking equivalents of Jackson kings and queens, but they're all beheaded, and and they're all like in various states of execution and stuff like that. But Wines looks down at his hand here as we get a look at the table. The large gentleman to the side, in front of him is just a huge pile of chips. In front of Wines, there is a much, much smaller pile. And in front of Captain Wanderlost is nothing because he's unconscious face down on the table. But Wine, you look down at your hand, and whatever the fantasy equivalent of like a royal flush is, you got all Knolls, baby. You got all Knolls in this hand. It is a great hand.
Oh, this is good.
And the bet passes to this large man who looks at his cards, and the drow dealer says, "Sir, the bet's to you." The large man pushes this stack of chips into the center of the table, and you can't hope to match this. She then, the dealer, turns to Captain Wander the Lost, and she says, "Councilman Wander the Lost," who then sits up abruptly and says, "Bathtub sandwiches," and then he falls back asleep. And then she says, "Very well." And she turns to you, Wine. She says, "Mr. Wine to the Wind?"
I match. Wines reaches in to his pocket, pulls out whatever rest of the little chips that he has, but looks to the captain.
Captain opens one eye and looks back at you.
You got me in there.
He takes out this little jar, and while he fiddles with the cap, you look past him, and there's a clock on the wall. Wine, you realize that you're already late for this family dinner you were supposed to be at. So it's good that you're being aggressive. That's probably good, right? Yeah, just go all in, right? Because that way you can just end it, right? And he sticks his finger into this. He says, "Have some dagger. Here you go." You know, dagger is like a cocktail of drugs. It's just like all the stuff mixed together. It's mostly like greasy stimulants and amphetamines. You like stick your finger in there. You're supposed to like lick it on your teeth.
Perfect. Grabs the whole thing. Just fucking downs the whole thing. And he's like, all in twice. All in twice.
I'm afraid, sir, you don't have enough to match. That's a
That's where you're wrong. And I imagine, like, in his mind just pulling back. He's like, I have more. And he lifts up his pocket. He pulls out this chip, but it's all marked with very, very different intricacies of patterns. And this chip is also just abundantly pure gold. It's just the purest of gold with like silver inlet. And he takes it and he drops it down onto the table and then makes eye contact with the big guy.
And in your memory, you remember looking back at him. And when he turns to you, you can't remember his face, but you know there was emptiness there. Like he was wearing some sort of tinted glasses or some sort of shade or something.
You look weird.
And the dealer looks down and says, Is that one of the legacy chips?
I don't play games. I win them.
Very well. And she like turns and talks to like the pit boss, right? The pit boss like says something to her, and she says, "That'll stand. Very good. Please show your cards."
Yes.
And the big guy takes his giant hand with his tiny cards and he puts down 5 pyramids, which is the best hand you can have in Nulker. And he reaches out. He doesn't even go for the pile of chips at first. He just takes that big meaty paw and grabs the legacy chip and scoops it up. And everything for you goes black.
This sucks.
You we hear this as you lose consciousness. Later we see a suite. It's like a hotel estate adjacent, you know what I mean? Like guest housing that's adjacent to the casino, and we hear shouting coming from inside. There's some sort of argument happening, and then the front door flies open and Wines stumbles out, still pretty heavily gone. But you see past him, there are other Aelfir inside yelling after him, saying, how could you have done this? What are you doing? This was a family heirloom, and you had no right to bet such a thing.
I had a good hand.
We will have to find a way for you to get this chip back. And for now, you are not welcome here. You have insulted us and our home.
The game sucks. The place sucks. The food is worse. I'm gonna go vomit.
They slam the doors. You stumble out. And you lean over and you can feel, apologies for those watching at home, you can feel it coming, right? And you're crushed over. And just then, in a millisecond, faster than we can imagine, time and reality rip apart. In an enormous sphere, you can see a storm, some sort of crackling light behind this portal, and out of it comes a train. And it's not like any train that you've ever heard of. It is a clawing knife spider. It is made of something that appears to be part claw, part drill. It is some sort of just grasping machine, and it bursts through at an impossible speed right into the house that you just left. And you lose it. And when you eventually open your eyes again, where this instance of your family's home is a pile of throbbing splinters. And
I imagine his face as he's looking at this horror, that all the vomit he was about to throw up is just slowly dribbling out of his mouth as he's like, I'm pure shock.
And for weeks afterward, you tried to make sense of this. You tried to explain to the other family members, the ones who were still alive, that it must have been the last train, this fabled apocalyptic train that comes at the end. It runs because no other trains ever did. And it must have just come out to deliver justice or a curse or some mix of the two out of the heart, but they won't have it and they don't believe you. And so they enlist you back into the Vermisian Knights. They put you back in the order to patrol train tracks and stations. And more importantly, to find that chip. They feel like a curse was put upon them, and only you can change that, unless you can go back in time. And you've been to a lot of stations, but nothing like this one where we find all of our delvers right now. Again, there's weird stations throughout the Vermisian. There's some that are submerged in water. There are some that are perched above chasms with crystals growing and hanging from the cavern ceiling above them, threatening to drop down at the sound of too much noise. They're all weird and precarious and strange. This one smells like lemon-scented pledge. This one has these big machines that you can see through the transparent partition have like snacks inside of them and little slots where you think a coin would fit and buttons up and down the side. It has benches. It has a door leading you don't know where. And then it has a set of stairs with a sign pointing upward that says coin pit and an arrow leading the way. And above it all, there is like a ticker board where the letters go up and change, you know? It's about the size of like a one-stop subway station. It's not huge. But the sign goes and changes over, and it says, next train, 5 minutes. Into the middle of the floor, on top of whatever cleaning chemical made it smell like a mix between lemon and urine, there's an umbrella. What do we do?
Is the umbrella open?
The umbrella is not open. It is closed, but it's not wrapped up, like it's not secured.
I haven't seen one of those in a long time.
I just put my shield above my head to block the rain.
Hat.
Hat. Hat?
As a reminder, Shubil does have like a metallic jingasa, which is like the Eastern round hat.
Ah, hat. No. Wines would walk up to the umbrella, approach it cautiously, but then look towards the 5-minute train mark. Is there anything suspicious about this 5-minute train mark? Is it just 5 minutes, as in just 5 minutes is what it says, or is it 5 minutes?
It says seconds. Next train, 5 minutes. The most suspicious thing here is that the Vermisian, as everybody knows, has never worked. It delved down into the heart, unleashed something, and the trains never started.
Would Wines be able to like touch maybe the rails, or if not the rails, just the side of the stone that is on that platform to see if he could sense any or feel any vibrations of the possible coming train or anything that is on the rails further down the way?
Sure. Yeah. How about you make me a discern technology roll to pop it off. Yeah, go for that, and we'll see how it goes. So you rolled 2d10 there for discern. Do you have discern? No, just
I
technology?
do not. Just technology.
Okay. So you rolled 2d10. You got a 2 and a 1, which is a failure of stress.
Much.
And first of all, let's give you some stress to, let's say, echo. So I'm going to roll a d6 here, and you add 3 to your echo stress, and then roll me a fallout check to see if there's any consequences. Take minor echo fallout. I'm going to look in my fallout. I'd like to pick one if that's okay.
Go for it.
What I think happens is that you go over to the edge, and you can like sort of, it has a set of stairs where you can like climb down to the tracks themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm thinking of those like types of underground subway stations where where like there's a bit of a, it goes down, right? And so you reach down, well, you walk down in there and you reach down, and how close do you get to the rail?
I would say he
Not
like
electrified or
touches.
anything.
I would say he touches the rail. I mean, understanding that he's got technology blowing through his body and everything else with his armor already.
Yeah,
has it.
yeah,
So he feels
a
confident.
lot.
You know, this is the second time I've been down inside these tunnels. Not my first rodeo. Grabs onto the rail with gusto. With gusto.
You reach down, and you don't hear anything, but you feel a vibration. And your exposed hand, it doesn't have any armor on it at the moment. When you pull it back, you see that your skin blisters and bubbles all over it, and you can feel it spread up your arm. But the vibration that you felt is gone. Was it an illusion? Yes and no. It's the heart, baby. But I'm giving you an echo fallout called Boobos.
Boobos!
Boobos, which is when you take blood stress now, you take an extra D4 because the boils are going to bust open. So, you clear all your echo stress, though.
Okay.
It may have done that automatically. But now you get an extra D4 of blood stress, and it's ongoing until you can treat it somewhere.
Does
What's
it
everyone else doing?
1d4 now?
No, and you take a D4 anytime you take blood stress.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe don't touch the third rail there once.
I was about to say the same thing.
But there's 3. There's 3.
No, there are way more boils than that on your hand now.
9.
Right. I am, and this is not only Jesse, but Sid has been afraid of this umbrella all week. I am terrified of this umbrella. I don't know what it means. It's freaking me out.
It's the normalcy of this place.
Yes.
And then everything is sort of like plain and Spartan, and then the umbrella.
Jesse would like to inspect this umbrella.
Okay. What kind of roll are we making? Discern. This is technically a wild item because it's used in nature. If you want to do discern wild.
Absolutely. I got those. I am still, this is my final bit of minor fallout stress. So this is a risky action for me. And then my ringing head goes away.
It's otherwise standard.
Sorry?
I was just going to say it's standard, so you don't have to lose anything anyway. So it would just go to risky.
Cool.
I'll throw an assist on there.
Oh, thanks.
So you're both sort of bending over to look at this rogue umbrella.
Okay.
7.
Hey.
Success
7.
at a cost. What shall this cost be? I think what we'll put this toward is roll a d6, and we will put it. Ooh, where should we put it? No. I think that we should put it to fortune.
Ooh, okay.
And again, I say this all the time. Fortune is not money. It is luck, basically.
4.
So you take 4 and then roll me a fallout.
Okay.
I as well take 4 for the
You do.
assist.
You take the same and to your fortune. And you don't have to roll a fallout because you didn't fail the roll. Jesse did.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh,
No
that-
fallout.
well, that also did not do that.
It also
Oh,
said 0. That's weird.
yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Did you put the fortune in there for?
I did put the fortune in before I rolled, but my
still a 9.
cursor
You
was
still
still
probably
on
would've
it.
succeeded.
There we go.
You still would have succeeded.
Yeah.
So the way this manifests here, this non-fallout stress, is that you get in really close and you look at it. Which of you is brave enough to touch it?
Shubil.
Shubil, you risky risker. Shubil reaches out, achingly slow, and in sort of a mirrored situation of wine touching the rail. You reach out and you touch this umbrella, and the fortune stress here is that you both realize it's an umbrella, and you feel silly. It's an umbrella. It's a D4 resource with a wild tag. So it is an ordinary umbrella. So how it got here is a whole different question. Why are there umbrellas in this Vermissian station? We don't know.
Can I have it?
Sure. Toss.
That's it. It opened.
7 years bad luck.
Jesse was never seen again.
It seems to be in serviceable condition. It's an
I'm
umbrella.
going to put serviceable, normal umbrella.
Like it would protect you from the rain, you know?
Mhm.
And, there is like that whole, does it rain in the heart sometimes? Anything can happen down here. I want to check in with our other 2 quiet boys, our sad boys. Team sad boys. What are Toby and Elric doing while this nonsense goes on?
I think Toby, first of all, is not on the tracks, gets up on the platform, because if it says a train is coming in 5 minutes, does not want to be
On the
in
tracks.
the way on the tracks.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of looking around, trying to gauge, is this place sinister or not? And I guess maybe almost wondering if something has died here recently. That's always Toby's question.
Interesting.
Has something died here recently?
Now, do you have something specific that you want to use for that, or are you just going to sort of do a vibe check?
Well, I mean, I have echoes, which is you can glimpse the remnants of what has come before to witness ghostly recreations of the past in your current location.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. If you want to do that, and then roll me a roll, you can tell me what that roll might be.
Discern plus domain. I have.
Okay, this would be discern occult.
I've got
No.
that.
Sorry. Discern cursed.
I liked it better with occult.
Sorry.
Standard.
Yeah. It's a failure with stress. You guys, last week you were rolling hot.
Yeah.
Today, not our day.
Today, not your day. Toby, what does it look like when you do this usually?
Kind of shake it off a little bit, get a little loose, and then it's like a crime scene recreation in my head. So it's like I start like piecing together, like if I had a computer with a holographic interface in front of me. I'd be pulling different pieces together. But it's sort of like
it's like it's CSI Toby.
Manipulating the energies around to see what happens.
Okay. You do that and you prepare to see details and stuff like that. But when you open your eyes, it's just blindingly white. As if like, oh God. And then you can you stop it. And so we're gonna give you some 5 mind stress.
Oh dear. I already have 4.
Okay. And then I'll have you roll a fallout check. Take minor fallout. Well, I picked for Derek, so I'll pick for you too.
Okay.
Just to be fun. And this is a minor mind, a fallout. Where are you, mind? There you are. Okay.
I clear my mind fallout after this, though, right? Or my mind stress?
Yes, your mind stress goes away after this. But I think what it is let's see. I'm giving you the fallout called creepy.
Fitting.
Which is you react in a strange way that weirds out your friends. What is that?
Toby's not the most talkative of people and is not the most expressive. And so I think in this moment, suddenly you see Toby just go, oh, sure. Now you want to fuck around. Now you don't want to be a part of it. Before I was going to be perfectly fine. You were there, but now the energy doesn't want to be here. But of course, when I need you, you're not there. But I needed you before, and you're always there, but you're not there now. And I can hear you. You know, I can hear you. I can hear you inside of my head. And it's not a thing.
Jesse puts a hand on his shoulder.
Well,
this was the umbrella. I knew it. I knew this would be the umbrella. We have to kill the umbrella.
Part of this fallout. Jesse, Elric, and not Wine because he's down on the tracks. But Shubil also, you all take D4 of mind stress.
Oh boy!
Seeing him do this. Any friendly character who sees you do this adds a D4 stress to mind.
Should someone roll for all of us, or?
I was
perfect.
You might want to roll separately because RJ rolled a 4.
And I think Toby looks at everyone and starts going, because death is all around. Death is there. I can see the death around you and you and you. Death is around you, Elric. I can definitely see death around you.
Jesse smells the faintest tinge of copper as Shubil's nose just starts bleeding.
I love that Jesse's the one who smells copper.
I'm a hyena.
You're the one.
Yeah. That means I'm inhaling the blood.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, you all are weirded out, but so far by something unknowable. But I think that's a good point for the 4 of you up on the platform. As you wait for Wine to get back up, you look up at the sign, and it says, "Next train, 10 minutes delayed."
I knew it. It's the umbrella. It has cursed us. We will have misfortune for the rest of our days.
Destroy the goddamn umbrella!
Thank you, Wine.
Hey now.
We have to stab the umbrella.
What?
Yeah, that's what the heart demands. And he's holding a knife. It's like a ceremonial knife, like a bone knife. We have to do this. There's no other option.
Well, it could be delayed because somebody sees that Wines is on the track. Why doesn't Wines come up here and see if the delay goes away?
Because we were fine until we touched the umbrella. And he's getting closer and closer with the knife towards the umbrella.
Hey, watch it, bud.
Just one stab should do it.
I, just like the next gal, appreciate a scientific method. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Why don't we get Wines off the track? And maybe I can fix his hands up a little bit because that's disgusting. And then if the delay goes away, then we know it was Wines. If the delay doesn't go away, then you can stab my new umbrella.
What if the train is death?
An
The
umbrella
train's
is
an
death.
umbrella.
Shubil turns to face a wall, and the camera zooms in on his face like he's in the office.
The wall looks back.
I don't know what I expected.
Wines, come here. Just come here.
Wyans walks up the same stairwell that he came down on, and he's just kind of still holding his arm at the elbow. As like you can definitely see that like his plates, his own arm is armored, but you can see like obviously it's rising up like underneath the armor. So he's just coming over towards you. You're shaking, but like he was screaming down there, and now it's just like a drum of like as he gets close. But he's not actually looking at you. He's looking at the umbrella. His mind is completely with Elric. He is just like, no, this is wrong.
You can't trust it. You cannot trust the umbrella. I know.
All right, look. Give me a second. I'm gonna try to fix your hand, okay? I have mend, and I have my perfect machine.
Okay.
Would you consider making like?
Are you trying to stitch him up with bees?
I'm trying to stitch him up with wax and bony protrusions that come out of my mouth.
If I remember correctly, an
Mhm.
attempt at that is okay. If you fail, you both take stress, right? Is that right? Or am I making that up?
I'll
I'm
read it for you.
imagining that.
You see, the cogs, gears, and engines are just echoes of the infinite, staggering, majestic majesty that is the hive. Gain the technology domain. Given some time, you can repair technological devices, even if you don't have the right parts. You synthesize them from wax and extruded bone.
He is not technological. His armor is,
Dang.
but his skin is not.
That is people.
However, you could imagine that this place, Coin Pit, if it is some sort of settlement, may
Might
have
something
resources.
for that. Okay.
Might have something for that if you can trade for it.
Okay.
Um,
How about this
although-
then? Oh, yes.
I mean, sometimes like just some rest and having something to eat, and there's a snack machine and some benches.
We have coin.
I'm rich. Bitch.
Who you calling bitch?
No, the bitch, the environment.
Okay.
The royal.
You look up at the sign, and the sign says, "Next train, praise the hungry deep."
It's the umbrella.
It seemed to take offense at being called that.
This place sucks.
Apologize.
No.
Do you want to see a train or not?
He holds up his arm. No.
I will get you a Twinkie or whatever. Ho. That's offensive.
They
too.
have glutinous snack cakes.
I will get you a snack cake, and you can sit down on this beautiful bench, and you can eat it, and we can figure out your hand, and then you can apologize to the train station and see if the train comes.
Wine's like begrudgingly sits down really hard on the bench.
Holds up a coin by the machine. I'm waiting.
I'm sorry.
I don't know if the train heard you.
I am a sorry Vermisian knight.
Next train, 10 minutes delayed.
I'm very sorry.
It says, "Don't push your luck."
Oh, sweet. They have Professor Pepper.
They do have. Yes, they have Professor Pepper in this drink one.
All right, we get wines of Professor Pepper. You want regular or diet?
Diet better for my heart.
Oh, they have one labeled Wild Berry.
Well, it's spelled
Berry.
with a Y, though.
Yeah.
Don't buy that. It's seasonal. It'll only end in disappointment when they discontinue it.
From what I hear,
Right.
it's very berry forward.
Almost too much berry.
I want to expand my taste buds. I've only had the original. I thought this would be good. It says new on it.
Expand
We're
your
never going
taste
anywhere.
buds. Sounds like
We're
you
never
need some
leaving this
taste
trade station.
friends.
Just give me the one that you recommend. I love recommendations.
Can I just hit all of the buttons and see what pops out?
Did you put a coin in?
Yeah.
Okay, so you put in a coin, and you just how do you just like whack like that?
Take the whole forearm and just.
You go, and the power cable in the back of it whips around and smacks you. Do you want to defend against this somehow and roll an evade check? Try to get out of the way of it?
Can I
Okay.
roll a? Yeah, I guess evade, occult.
Yeah.
That's a quick spell to jump my way out of there. Standard.
Yeah, standard. It's just an electrified power
6
cable. Okay, great.
at a cost. I think.
You do take 3 blood as it tries to like spark come off of it.
Ah,
Tries to zap at you, telling you to be more gentle.
all right. Why
Why is everyone being mean to this poor train station?
I didn't know it was sentient.
Then a can drops down and it says new Professor Pepper berry, wild berry, and then at the bottom of it has a picture of a knoll like on the can drinking it, and they look very happy and they look like Jesse.
Thank you very much to the vending machine.
Light dims just a little bit, less harsh.
Jazzy's gonna go to the snack one and put in a coin. Do you have any recommendations?
One of the little twirly metal curls starts moving, and it is dropping a can that's it's a can like a Pringles shaped can, but it's called potato flats. And the flavor is awesome ranch, and it drops down, plunk.
This looks
below.
real good. Thank you. You got good taste.
A second one comes out.
Oh,
Yeah, because you're
Thank you.
flattering the vending machine. This stuff here, these resources, if you consume them, they will recover a D4 of blood stress if you have any. Yeah. Otherwise, you can keep them and trade them if you want. I mean,
well, I'm going to keep my
Sense.
extra because obviously
Sure.
the machine wanted me to have it.
Obviously.
Well,
But then I'll give the other one to Wines.
Wines is sitting on the bench. Wines, as you sit there and watch them wrestle with the machines, go through machine combat, you think, this is the happiest you've been in a long time. Because when you think about it, this place is clean. It's quiet. Yeah, your arms are covered in blisters, but this bench is really comfortable. You could sit here for a long time, really.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me an Endure Cursed roll.
This is a good sit.
Yeah, roll Endure Cursed.
My butt cheeks are comfortable.
Oh,
Crosses your mind that the bench, it's weird. It's a weird sentence, even when it comes in your mind. But it crosses your mind the bench wants you to sit on it. And maybe that's not a good thing. Like, if you sat here much longer, you might not be able to stand back up again.
This
The
is
idea of a
perfect.
carnivorous plant comes to mind.
Wine's looking at he has that euphoric mindset of like, wow, I'm comfortable. The flashing thought of the reality of the searing pain that was on his arm is kind of like a reality check to him as he realized that like nothing is called for this. He kind of hears the humdrum of that art of the compliment and the whip off from the food and everything else, it just overall hitting his friends and the commotion behind him. Then he realized, no, I'm not high. And he stands up.
As you resist the pull of this station, you can relieve stress from either blood, fortune, or supplies. Do you have any stress?
I have 4 to mind. I have none to fortune.
I'll swing that. I'll be cool with that. Roll me a d6, and you remove that much mind stress as you realize that you're stronger than this place.
All right, Derek, you're smart.
Good enough.
R.
/R.
Thank you. I was getting there. Getting there, Mom. Has a fave. 1d.
I'm just here to support.
I appreciate you.
Nailed it.
Hey.
I did it.
You remove 3 of that mind stress.
Thank God.
And you know that, like, you guys need to get out of there. The sign now says, next train, here it comes.
So Wines, you see as he stands up, and it's almost like he stands up, and you've never seen him snap faster. His turnaround is so fast, like almost his shield, like almost hits him in the back of the head and whatnot because he's moving so fast. He goes, "We need to get out of here. No!" And he like shakes his hand around.
Okay,
I've never seen a train.
I thought you'd like to
You
see the
don't-
train.
You
Was
don't.
it your whole
train.
thing?
You don't want.
One of the vending
See.
machines jumps.
You don't want to see the train. You don't want to see a train. You don't. They're not supposed to be. We need to go.
One of the machines shoots a coin out of the coin slot at you, and it just misses. It goes,
They're trying to
"Patwang."
pay us to stay at this point. I mean, that's very kind of them.
Here comes some more coins. Patwang, 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 patwang.
Okay, time to go. Thank you for the snacks. We are gonna go. It was a pleasure meeting you. Let's go to coin.
Sorry, we
Sign,
stole
as
your
you
umbrella.
run toward the stairs,
Mhm.
the sign says, next train, come back, I love you.
Nope.
I
Nope.
appreciate
Nope.
the
Nope.
sentiment,
Nope.
but I haven't known you that long. I'm sorry.
We're being love bombed by a train depot. Let's go.
Just want to make sure we're all on the same page. Does everyone run toward the stairs? Does anyone want to live in this train station forever?
No. Get away from Train
Okay.
Coon. It is bad. No.
You make it up these like concrete stairs, these dark gray concrete ones. Thwap. You get up to the top, and when you reach the top, there is a door, like a big metal single person door, but it seems to be locked.
Carrying all that momentum of running up the stairs and moving forward, Wines would just kind of continue the run and then turn his back and throw himself. So it's just his big ass shield first into the door.
Just gonna cannonball into this thing.
Yeah, just
love First of all, does Wines have anything that would help him in this situation? I know you've got like the iron bones thing where you can fall from a great distance.
yes.
Do you
So I
have
mean,
anything else that would assist you in being a human cannonball?
we
check
have
your
we have Vermisian plate. So once per session, consume a resource with technology, inoculate domains by augmenting repairing armor. But that's repairing armor. Is that wouldn't work? How about overclock? We have the push of Vermisian plate up to its limit, like beyond its limits. You activate this ability at any time, and when you do, you make an immediate melee attack. Your weapon gains a brutal tag, and after using the ability, mark a D4 stress to fortune as you push your luck
So
and strain your
you're pushing the extent of yourself there, which means that your weapon would gain a brutal tag, and you can look at the little handouts of what brutal means there. In equipment, brutal means. Where's my brutal tag? Where'd it go? Not under equipment tags. Duh.
Oh.
Brutal is when you roll against something, you roll 2 dice and pick the highest. So basically, what I would do there is I would let you add another die if you use that, but then you take fortune stress as you push your armor's limits.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
No, that's what I want to do. Yeah, it's the minor of momentum. It's when you activate overclock and you choose to add that trusty tag.
So this would be, what kind of roll do you think this is? What stats do you think would come in handy here?
Well, technology for sure.
Yeah, I think technology.
And then I would probably say
Delve.
endure.
Endure works. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. It's a very Vermisian Knight thing to do. Shoulder charged
Just
door.
back
Yeah.
check. It's a really weird.
Uh-huh.
It's a really weird look. It's like a boot. It's like I would say like Peach's booty bump, booty bomb, but
It is.
more
So
Vermisian
roll
Knightish.
endure technology +1
Mm-hmm.
for the extra die. So you should be rolling 4d6 or 4d10.
Okay.
Would it be feasible to assist this? Oh, all right.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, you only rolled
Pretty
3.
good.
So I'm going to have you roll one more.
Okay.
So just roll one more. Just roll 1d6.
D10.
D10.
Yes, I keep saying d6 because you're on a d6 stress.
8.
An 8, which means you succeed with no stress.
Nice.
You are going to take d4 stress to your fortune.
Can I use my collateral to move the stress to an ally?
Yes, who do you want to remove these 4 fortune stress to?
Who already has fortune stress? Who took more? Yeah. Let's see. I think I gave it to Shubil last time. Jesse, we're giving it to you.
Yay!
Okay.
Give it to me.
So Jesse is the first one up to the door, but here comes Wine. And how does this stress transfer to Jesse as she sees you charging at her?
Is this to me?
I guess.
Yeah, I would
the
say-
door is locked. Then
Yeah, and then just as he's just sprinting full, and he would jump towards her and like grab her in mid swing and then turn. So like I have her in my arms, so she's just coming with me for the ride.
but it is a little traumatic. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jesse, you add that. Don't roll for fallout just yet, but I feel bad for you, kid, unless you can
Nope,
resolve
I
some of
love
that
it.
fortune fallout.
I love it.
All right. So you burst through this door, and as you do, those of you watching, which I imagine is everybody else, you get the impression that the door was not just locked, because as they like bust through it, there is like splintering wood. Someone had like nailed this thing over, and you burst out of it. And when you do, you like fall down, and you look up, and you look all around you, and you realize that you are like in the middle of a settlement. There are people walking and looking at you as you burst out of this thing. And like there's storefronts around, and there are people sort of going back and forth, strange looking folks, a lot of them missing parts or having some sort of like change in their bodies, and they're sort of giving you a little bit of a stink eye. But as you look up, you see the sign. It says Flinch Station. It says closed by order of the Office of Closure and Mitigation.
Maybe we should put this door back. Or sorry, I'm clutched in Wine's. Maybe we should put this door back.
We're not going back.
No, I mean put back the barricade so no shit can come through.
That sucks.
Get off me.
All of you sort of file out one by one, and you realize that this little neighborhood, you must be on the border of a larger city, maybe Derelictus, which is that city that's right at the bottom of Spire. It's like a neighborhood that is just huge, but it marks the border between Spire and the Heart, but you're in some far off corner of it. And
no, we're in the suburbs.
well, yeah, but I mean, but not very suburban in the sort of like whitewash typical sense. It is pretty grimy. It is run down, a lot of boarded over windows, but you notice that a lot of the active community are all centered at this place. It's maybe a block away. And you quickly learn by looking at signs that this is Coin Pit. And you see that off in the distance, there are people, pedestrians, all making a perimeter like movement around a giant hole. And this hole has a fence lining it. And you can see from here, there's a sign, and it's big enough for you to read a block away. It says, "Stay away from the abyss." But all of the edges of it are all these shops that appear to be the only ones getting business here.
Turning to whoever's standing closest, the NPC closest to us. I'm
Lady
sorry.
passing by.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, she looks at you, and one of her eyes is it's not fully black, but it's like something like a blood vessel burst and let black into a part of her eye. And she looks up at you, and it's a little cloudy, and she says, "Yeah, yes."
Oh, sorry. I'm just wondering, what exactly is the abyss?
Is that like philosophical?
Points across to the pit.
The pit? It is a mystery in some ways. Do you have time for a drink? And she points at this tavern that's right across the street, and she says, "I'm headed over there." It's a tavern called the Wash Basin. Um, and she says, "You buy me a drink, I could tell you."
It's about lunchtime, right?
I don't know.
Sure.
I haven't eaten in a few days.
Oh, darling, just
We'll buy
gingerly takes her
lunch,
arm.
too.
She like flinches back, and she like flinches, and then she looks at Flinch Station and looks back at you, like is trying to figure out like, did they come out of Flinch Station? That's weird, you know. But she says, "All right, yes, come on," and she sort of shuffles quickly across the street.
Elric, in true old man fashion, has wandered over to the pit and is staring into the abyss to see if the abyss
My
will stay
man!
back. Mhm.
My man,
My
staring in the
man.
orifices.
My
Yep.
man.
My dog.
You approach the pit. You approach Coin Pit. There are, as I said, businesses lining the edges. You see one called Granny Grimgoth's Sitting Room, which appears to be some sort of like pawn shop type stuff, or like knickknacks and like some souvenirs that say like "I stared into the abyss," and stuff like that. And then there's one called the Slantwise Tower of the True Square Geomages, which appears to be like sort of like arcane occultists studying the pit. Like there's some sort of like little organization or something.
Oh, okay.
But as you sort of get close to the edge, you sort of look over, and it is the strangest thing because there is sort of a road, a path that's somewhat paved with stones. And then as it heads towards the abyss, it sort of goes in like a funnel, but very steeply. Almost as if somebody reached out and grabbed the bottom of a street and pulled down, right? Almost like a gravity well. And as you look over there, you can see that like there are still the foundations of some buildings dotting the walls of the pit. And there are older instances of the fences that have fallen down but are still kind of hanging on. But not only that, there is ladders and rope walkways across it. There are instances clearly of people climbing down in there. And then there, of course, on top of all that, there are people coming and going saying, "Tour of the Abyss, free tours, free tour." Like they're like trying to make a buck off of it and stuff
Okay.
like that. And one of them comes up to you and says, "Hey there, son, you look like a smart man. Would you like a tour of the Coin Pit?"
Question. What's down there?
He holds out his hand.
He shuffles through his pockets and pulls out a whole lot of lint. Just kind of looks back at him.
Just come on now. So surely you've got something for trade. I got to make a buck. Got to keep the lights on.
He he pulls out the book, and at this point, there's like a
Ooh,
bunch
the
of
smut book?
pages that are like, yeah, the smut book. He
Yeah.
tried to decode it the last night, so there's a whole bunch of pages with like
Yep.
various ciphers and whatnot because he still believed that there was something into it. So he kind of looks at the book for a moment, looks at him. What was your name? I'll get back to you on this. This is a very prized artifact.
My name's Ferenz. I'm a tour guide here in Coin Pit. Been set up ever since the whole place. Well, I can't tell you too much because that's the question, isn't it?
Do you have something against answering questions?
Not for free.
I see.
I mean, yes,
All
for free.
All right, understood. Well, I'll definitely get back to you. I'm gonna go to that tower off in the distance. Huh. And he
Okay.
just starts wandering off.
Yeah, so towards the oh, sorry, what's the name of it? It's such a long name. The Slantwise Tower of the True Square Geomages.
Yeah, absolutely. He just starts wandering in that direction. I don't know if
And,
anyone of the party's with him or would notice, but yeah, he just
I
starts
think
wandering.
if I see Elric go off on his own, I start following behind him. Not necessarily keeping up with him, but keeping like a distance behind him and like sort of talking with my mouse about like, let's go see what the creepy old man is doing.
I'd like to know, just for fun, Toby, what is the rest of your personal group doing at this moment? What are your friends that the other people don't see doing?
They are huddling around me, like, you know, like when little kids like hang on to legs.
Like you're leading a trip to the zoo?
Yeah,
Right.
they're like huddled around that, but they're pointing at the pit. They want to go see the pit.
Yeah. I mean, clearly, it feels like a field trip in a way, a little bit. But as you sort of head and try to tail Elric just a little bit, they sort of fade and sort of drift towards you, maybe. Elric, you come up to this tower here, and you what do you go in? Do you look in the window? What's the plan? It's
He
got
just
like a
walks right in.
narrow Harry Potter street front thing, but less turfy. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
right, like it's like a little bit of like it's a little bit off kilter toward the pit, but not so much that you think it's gonna fall on you.
Oh, I love it. Okay, yeah, no, he just walks straight in.
Okay. Well, bell above the door dings, and then you see all of these people in these grayish blue robes who are like walking around tables, and there are some people who are lying on the tables and stuff, and there's lots of bookshelves and other like cases, not like trophy cases, but they've got all sorts of stuff in them, like weird who's what's its things. And someone comes up. He's got one big monocle. It's absurd. Like, how does it stay on there, right? And it's just on over one of his eyes. He's like, "Hello there. Welcome to the Slantwise Tower. How can I help you?
I have questions.
Do you need medical care?"
No, I have questions about the pit, the abyss. Are you?
Oh, yes. Well, what would you like to know? It's not safe. I can tell you that much.
Right? Why is it unsafe?
Oh, well, there's a lot of study and question, and he beats around the bush a little bit, you know. You know, he sort of like has to work his way up to his thesis presentation on it.
Uh-huh.
You know, but he's
Yeah.
clearly been studying it for a long time, and he tells you this story, and I think that the woman inside the bar kind of tells you similar things. So a lot of this can be just known from you from now on, if you guys want. But it is basically that Coin Pit wasn't always called Coin Pit for one thing, but it used to be just a regular street or regular-ish. There were always people who lived here who kind of made their living as back alley sorcerers and working out of the trunk of your car arcane technology magicians, cults, antique dealers, those sort of freaks. And they'd always sort of done their business here. But a few years ago, there was a mage, and both of you hear this person's name was Haresh Spellfuel. And apparently Haresh went deep into the heart and came back with a folder of papers, and whatever formula was in there caused his shop to vanish overnight and turn into a nearly bottomless abyss ringed with hellfire.
Oh.
So basically, people woke up the next morning and saw that his building had been sucked down into the ground, and there was this gravity well there now. And then they went back to their business of fleecing idiots. So they went back to, selling magic things that don't do anything. Or at least some of them do. Some of them are actual people who have now shown up to study this thing. Because the thing is this abyss, coin pit, keeps getting bigger. And the buildings around it keep tilting just a little further into the hole. And people have been adapting, but people have also been encouraging it by going down into it and exploring. But both the folks at the tower and the lady from the bar will tell you the same thing, which is that those people who go down don't come back. And that's why it's dangerous. Anyway, the lady in the bar says, nobody knows where it goes, but there's lots of smart people studying it. Those people at the tower. Granny Grimgoth is very smart, but she'll break your kneecaps. And, you could possibly climb down into it and find out.
Do you know anyone that's gone and not come back?
What I liked.
Oh, well, that's good, I guess.
It's all right. Where are you going? Are you coming here to see the pit?
This is one of our stops.
Oh, I see. We've had a lot of people coming through. We have school groups. We have people from retirement communities.
Anyone looking like a band of mercenaries roll through recently?
With lots of guns?
Oh. No, I can't say. It's been a few extra cults, more cults than usual.
Mm.
All right.
Mm-hmm. And she's like eating whatever food she's...
Oh, yeah, we bought her lunch. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Back in the Tower of Slantwise Mages, this guy finishes his dissertation. And then sort of said, well, we do encourage people to explore, but obviously if you can come back and inform us, that's good too. We don't know where it leads, but it could go wherever you need to go. We only know it goes deeper. And suppose if you have an intended destination, it could be a shortcut. But I lost a scarf down there. So if you do go down and you see a yellow and green scarf, that's mine.
Yellow and green scarf. All right. Noted.
Oh, also, if you see anybody offering a tour, watch out, because they work with local children as pickpockets.
Oh, shit. Good to know.
Yes.
All right.
Right.
I suppose I...
Did you need medical care? We do treat afflictions of body transformation and things like that.
I sure I have someone in mind that might benefit from that. I'm sure I'll be back here shortly.
Tiny screaming still, trying to recover after breaking his back through a wall.
Just jump cut over to Wine, then jump back to Elric, and he says, "So this is how you look all the time.
Yes.
You don't need attention."
No. I'm the in peak health. But where did I misplace him? I'll go find him. And he just walks out the door.
Hold up. What's Toby doing right now, Benji? What's Toby up to while this is going on? Pardon me.
I think the kids went to go check out the abyss, and Toby is still strangely protective of them.
Okay.
And has wandered over to the abyss.
There is sort of this childlike, it's not a game, but it's this urge that's not dissimilar from the urge to stare into the abyss, but it's almost like, how close can you get before the butterflies kick in? You know? And then you sort of get back. And that's what's basically happening with your friends outside as Elric emerges. Elric, I'm assuming you see Toby standing there by the edge, looking at nobody in particular.
All right. Toby, we have to go collect wines. They'll fix him. And he just continues marching.
Those of you... Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Please go ahead.
No.
Oh, no. I think Toby would just see that and be like, I'll be there in a minute. I'm doing normal things.
All right. I suppose I'll do normal things with you. I don't know where we put him. I forgot. And so he just kind of stands near Toby as Toby does normal things.
Okay. Okay. Just so everybody knows, you're standing there, and Toby is like not looking at the people only he can see protectively, but also looking at them. And you're watching him do that.
It's completely normal to Elric.
Those of you inside, if you want to trade any resource to recover any health that could be gotten through like food or drink, so mind stress, I would say probably some fortune stress you could relieve a little bit, but you'd have to trade something for it, for, soup.
I also had a quick thing. I realized I have a core ability that once per situation, when I take stress to any resistance other than Echo, I can allocate it to Echo. May I have done that with the
You may have.
additional fortune stress that that Wines gave me?
Okay, go for it. That's fine with me.
Okay, cool. Because I have some protection in Echo as well, so that would be helpful.
That would be healthy.
I'll trade my Professor Pepper in so that I may recoup my fortune.
Okay, yeah, you could trade in your Professor Pepper for basically someone has it's a little like it's a charm, basically, right? It's like a good luck token type of thing. That is just sort of like it's almost coin pit souvenir merchandise. But they say it, it's a blessing or it's good luck from fill in the blank of my God here. And you could trade a D4 Professor Pepper for D4 fortune relief, but then you would use that up, roll D4, and you get that much fortune stress taken off.
Got it.
It's probably like incense or something like that, where you burn it and it's gone really quickly, like a cigarette would be. But it relieves that. Great. So you get 3 points off that stress of fortune.
Also, again, wibbly wobbly, talking about this before stream. We're in a new situation now, correct?
This is a situation, pretty much, yeah.
Okay. At
This
the
whole
bar,
time.
I think while everyone's talking to the lady, at some point, Jesse just goes, "I'm good."
I like that.
And my mind
I think that
goes
like
away.
it's both like concentration, but also like you look down and you're like spending quality time with Larry, and Larry is like he's very active.
Yeah.
And that makes you feel better.
Yay. Okay. So my mind stress also goes away, which is nice. I'll trade my potato discs as well because I'm getting up there.
The potato flats? Yeah.
Yeah, the potato flats, excuse me.
That could be, what kind of stress are you looking to remove from that?
I need to bring down this fortune too.
Okay. Yeah, they would give you another, like, it's a clove cigarette, is what it is, basically.
I love it.
Yeah. And,
Former
you
theater
trade that
kid. I smoked the
D4
shit out of cloves. Okay.
and roll a D4 and lose the potato flats.
Okay, cool.
Eventually, Toby, the kids, the not kids that aren't real, are bored now. And so they are done looking at the abyss. If you wanted to head over to find the others.
I think before Toby walks up to the abyss, or the fence that surrounds the abyss, there's just something about this that's drawing me in.
Yeah.
And I think Toby just kind of goes, hello?
You lean over at the side and say, hello? And it's not a quiet place, but it's almost like the noise of Coin Pit goes down a little bit. And roll me, this needs a roll. What are you going to roll for this?
Discern occult?
Yeah.
Can I assist him in this? Sort of looking over the pit as well and asking more than he said it. Just hello.
I'll say this. If he explains to you what he's doing, yeah.
Ooh, okay. I don't know
Is
if he
this a
would.
shared effort or is this a private thing? That'll make the difference.
I think I see Elric like peering over my shoulder a little bit, and I go, I see little children that aren't there, and they're very interested in this pit, and something about it is speaking to me. I just need to hear back from this hole.
I've seen crazier. All right, let's do that.
Okay. Hello?
Hello?
All right, make
Hello?
this roll.
10.
And I've seen
Amazing.
crazier is the best reason for anything that I've seen in Heart. You get an answer. Fortunately, or maybe unfortunately, the answer is different for each of you. Toby, you hear a voice come back. Maybe it's your echo, but it sounds a little different. And the voice says, hello? Let's do that first. What's your reaction? How does Toby process that?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Echo?
Nothing. And then as you look over the edge, you see like it's almost like a fluttering like piece of paper blown up by some sort of updraft out of the pit. And it just sort of flaps up until it's like close enough that you could reach out and grab it.
I grab it.
Okay. Elric, you lean over the side and you say, hello? And what Toby doesn't see is, Elric, your eyes sclera. Black. And the noise of Coin Pit, everything around you immediately drops off. And whereas before you stared into blackness and nothing, now you can see a swell of light. It's tinted red mixed with ashy gray. And it illuminates what can only be described as wreckage or ruin. some sort of structure or building. At first, you think maybe it belonged to Spell Fuel. Maybe it's this shop that crashed down at the bottom of this place. But then it is too big. It's impossibly too big to be that. It might be an entire haven or city or settlement. And lurching into view is something that you immediately know to be you in your true form. Not your true form as you've shown to the others already, not the one that you sort of break out when you want to make an impression or scare someone, but your final form. The one that could potentially come at your end, great and terrible. It's so upsetting that even you, from a mile away, looking down over the skyline of a ruined civilization, can feel the fear of seeing it. And I think that as Toby's standing there and reaches out and grabs that pamphlet, part of your true form is erupting from your surface out of startlement. But as you focus in on this scene far below you, you realize it's carrying something, more specifically, someone. They are lifeless in its arms, and it slowly cranes its impossibly articulated neck up at you, and you know that it's bitter winter frost lying dead in its arms as it sits on a throne of ash. And that's where we're going to take our break. So, we are going to refresh ourselves, and you get D4 potato flats and drinks, and then we'll be back here in maybe 10 minutes. And when we do, we will decide what to do next. I would recommend everyone jumping into the pit, but we'll see what they decide. Okay? So, everyone stay cool. We'll be right back. Back. Welcome back, everyone, to Red Heaven, our Heart, the City Beneath actual play. We are playing, as I said, Heart City Beneath by Rowan, Rook, and Descartes, and currently our group is in a location called Coin Pit, which is an abnormality, but that can be said of anything, or as Elric said just before our break, I've seen weirder.
Hmm.
You know? Like it is another crazy place. But a place that their ghost friend back in High Rise told them they would have to quote unquote go through to get to the Eastern Express. So, what does that mean? We're about to find out. Back in the bar, which is called the Wash Basin, as a little funny haha joke. The Wash Basin, your lunch date, whose name is Scarlet, by the way. Your lunch date basically tells you that that's all she knows. If you want to around and she says yes, and she points.
Sorry, Doc,
Bill.
you were cutting out as you were speaking.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
So
Let me do this.
none of it.
Is that better? Is that any
Yes.
better?
Yes.
Make sure that my things are tight. So, Scarlet tells you that's all she knows about Coin Pit. You know how it came to be and everything. If you ask her anything else about, like, do you know how to get to this place called the Eastern Express or anything about that or whatever, she basically recommends go and see Granny Grimgoth. And Granny Grimgoth has been alive longer than most people down here. She probably knows, whatever it is you're looking for, or how to get there at least. Yeah. So that's what she tells you. Do you have any other questions for her before we find out what's on Toby's piece of paper?
What's
Granny-
Granny Grimgoth's favorite food?
I don't know. Should I know that?
No, I'm just wondering because I heard that she likes to break kneecaps, so I just want to
Yeah.
get on her good side.
Yeah, you need to. Yeah, that's a good idea. Not like an offering, but basically, if you bring her something that she would want, like I don't know,
Maybe like this, and I pull out the parasite samples.
how much is that worth?
That is cursed and dangerous, and it's worth a D8.
She says, "Oh yeah, that'd do real good." Would you interpret to mean a D6 would be enough? But yes, that would work.
Okay. I also have this, which is I have a heart's bloom rose in a glass jar.
Oh, that's pretty.
I don't know which one. Again, I'm just going off of her name of Granny Grimgoth, so I'm thinking maybe the parasites.
There's a bit of rustling as Shoebill reaches into the bag and pulls out the umbrella. This is worth about.
Ah! She screams.
Ah!
We know.
I have the umbrella. Don't touch my stuff.
I'm sorry. Well, I just wasn't expecting an umbrella.
I know we were kind of freaked out too.
Go back out to the pit outside. Back out to the pit. Toby, you grab this piece of paper. You have no idea that Elric's having an episode at the moment. That's okay. I'll be fine.
Just normal things.
You pull out this piece of paper, and it is half of what appears to be some sort of pamphlet or religious tract. And at first you're like, okay, you asked who this person was, what their name was or whatever, and this is what you get. And you look at it and you realize, you skim over it, and then you stop. Because it says, we invite you to visit us and join the mourners of Tobias Molo. It says, you sort of like look over it quickly. It describes them as a loosely affiliated faith-based family-like atmosphere that celebrates the sacrifice of the one who had died once already and then gave his life again for his friends and also a whiny Aelfir Vermissian knight. And I mean, you can't wrestle with that as you will, but it says that he died in the year of riddled myth. This is how they name years. They have sort of poetic names like that. But the thing is, this is the year of riddled myth. It has not ended yet, and they speak about it like it's in the past. And they say that through imitating his suffering in his name, they're slowing the spread of something called the Amiran zone. And that is one thing you don't recognize at all. And I'm gonna cut and paste that into the Discord chat just so you can see it there. But it says that like they imitate his suffering and sacrifice to slow the spread of this. And then it says, we will put an end to the wound. And then just before it cuts off, you see that it's located in a place called the Mourner's Close, and to speak with somebody named the Prophet Jagad. And I'll put those in there too. But that's your name.
Toby takes the track, folds it up, puts it in his little cloak hoodie.
It's a D4 occult niche resource.
Occult niche resource.
Niche being a tag meaning that not most people would be interested in that. But to somebody like you, it's worth more.
He looks into the abyss and he says, if this is just some elaborate joke, I swear to God, I will find a way to kill a hole.
Strain your ears and think that you hear laughter. But then you realize that it's just somebody standing on the periphery and sort of back in your own skin again. Speaking of which, so is Elric.
Amendment. Not much weirder. There are weirder things, but not much weirder. That was not... I'm gonna get wines. We need to fix wines.
Yeah. Fine.
Right. Yes.
Wines, fixes. Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Right. All of him. Whatever they can, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then...
We just won't talk about this again, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
well,
all right. Yeah.
Okay.
No. All
Yeah.
right. Just normal things. And he starts walking off.
Team sad boys.
Two friends come out doing a walk of shame from their other sisters' rooms. That is exactly what just happened.
It's absolutely walk of shame energy. 100%.
Perfection.
You make your way back to the bar and find the others. What do you catch each other up on?
Nothing happened.
Nothing. Just normal
He
things.
says right out of the gate.
So
And
technically
wines.
speaking,
No, we have someone that can fix wines, but nothing else happened. And we also have to go into the hole. I promised someone I'd get their scarf.
uh-huh.
Mhm.
I also think we need to go into the hole.
Why?
I mean, I was gonna suggest that that's what our ghost friend said, is that to get to where we need to go, we have to go through Coin Pit.
Thought like not quite literally.
Ghosts are pretty literal. They get to the point.
You see Shubil just start rubbing his temples. I can't decide if I want to be absolutely blasted for this or like should I actually be sober?
Well,
Timey-wimey.
You
time
should
is a little
probably
bit of a
drink.
time is a bit of a sensitive subject for Shubil right now. You know. with
No,
the
but
whole
that's... Shubil, that's why you need to go in the hole. Timey-wimey. It's a gravity well. Time is weird in gravity wells, and we're trying to figure out why you have a future assassin.
Scarlet is sitting here
Oh, right.
watching this conversation, trying to piece together what the hell you're talking about, but also not wanting to be rude.
Scarlett, it was real nice meeting you. I'm gonna just give her another coin. Why don't you use that for dinner? And yeah, we appreciate it. We're gonna go because our friend is covered in burns.
Singular question. Hold on. Does she know anything about the Vermissian people? I'm looking through my notes for the name.
She sort of looks up and says, "What?" Like that. Takes a big bite of a roll, like a chewy dinner roll.
The
Gwynardasi?
Yeah,
The
Gwynardasi.
Gwynardasi Cabal. Yeah, she takes a big bite of the roll and goes,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
and she points out towards Granny Grimgoth's place.
All right, we gotta go talk to a Grimgoth granny. Can we do that real quick before we go fix up wines?
They're not too far away from each other. You could divide and conquer if you want, or you can take your turns.
I'm gonna go talk to the granny.
I guess I shall go talk to the grandmother as well.
We'll go with Wines to make sure he gets treated, and you can meet us there when you're ready.
Sure.
Cool.
All right.
Do you two need
Wines.
anything? Money? Be good?
All
As
right,
long
I'm
as you
just
keep
gonna
that umbrella
address.
away. Yeah.
Scarlet raises her hand.
I give her another coin. Nice meeting you. I'm gonna address the elephant in the room. You two are acting even weirder than normal.
No.
No.
Okay, you can't just say no as an argument.
Nope.
I'm telling you that. Yeah.
He looks to Toby. No.
Jez,
So,
Jez, they're both growing boys. They have to have their own secrets.
What
Fully
secret?
knowing Ulrich is like 80.
Just normal things. Just normal things. And he just kind of stares off into the distance, and you can see the PTSD just in the back of his eyes. Just normal
Jesse
things.
stands behind Elric and like looks out where he's looking, like trying to see something.
It's a piece of cheese. Just on the off chance that you happen to catch what he's glancing at. It's just a piece of cheese.
Are you hungry?
No, we should get wines, right? We should wines.
Wines has a fucked up hand.
Really fucked up, horribly fucked up.
Is Wines just sitting there like watching this happen?
Wine is still outside like just asking every local they can. Just be like, this sucks. This fucking sucks.
I think that makes perfect sense. You're like some sort of demented street preacher
At this
telling
point,
everyone about your injury, and people are giving you a wide berth. Like they are avoiding you as if you were a hole in the middle of the city.
I've seen lots of train stations in my day. This one was talking to us. It wants a thing. It had snacks. Snacks.
That's lovely.
As the scene inside this discussion of planning what to do next happens, behind you there is a window. And you can see Wines just like marching around the street, pleading with people to listen to him.
Lads.
All right. You two go get him because it was my turn last time. Okay.
Fair.
I get to go talk with a grandmother now. It's been a rough day. Okay. I want to go talk to a grandma.
Okay.
All right. Break.
All right, off you go.
Perfect.
You go out into the street. The sad boys, you take Wines under the arm, drag him off.
Time to get your medicine, old man. We just gotta
This
drag him
is power
off.
of the true square geomages.
I've touched so many tracks in my days, but none of these people have.
it's like the only thing you're saying is being dragged away. Like,
Let's go there first. You guys drag him along, and again, just outside the rim, the edge of this pit in the center of town. And you again get a look at. There's tourists here. There are people there are groups of cultists. You've seen a lot of like cultists on field trips lately. Just sort of like looking over the edge. I'll say, Jesse, you don't need a roll to realize that there is opposite from where Granny's is. There is a cluster of the cult of the Hungry Deep over there, who understandably are fascinated by this void, as they are worshippers of decay, rot, and obliteration.
Jesse flips up her collar. and very absurdly tries to get in step behind Shoebill, even though she's probably a good foot taller.
And a hyena head.
I'm a giant
Yeah.
hyena head.
There's gnolls here, but you still stand out a little bit. But the others, you guys drag back to the tower of True Square Geomages, and go back in. And that guy, the same guy with the monocle, the oversized monocle. It's like, you know, those big plastic sunglasses that you wear that are supposed to be funny,
Mhm.
like you know that you can buy at the dollar store or whatever. It's a monocle, and he says, "Welcome to the you're back. You brought some friends."
Look at his
Oh,
fucked up
there. There's
hand.
oh, thank you, Sid. He says, oh, and all right. Here, and he hands you a clipboard with paperwork on it. Stuff, fill this out.
Wines takes it in his, like, drops the bad hand and bad arm and grabs the paper and.
Mhm. And while you're sort of like trying to write, it's very painful because you've got these blisters all over your arms.
Mm-hmm.
But as you like are trying to write and fill in your, social security number, your,
Course.
next of kin, emergency contacts. Have you traveled into the heart lately?
No.
Like just all sorts of stuff. And as you're feeling that, they are like looking you up and down. They say, okay. And did you come into contact with something of an occult nature or something heart's blooded? Anything of maybe the cursed variety?
That one.
Okay.
Cursed.
Takes notes and stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay. We have an opening. One of our doctors who's very experienced with those things. Dr. Hart aligned by force is has an opening. We can get you in right away.
Yes, please. Yes. Yeah. Mhm.
Oh,
He does flash eyes over to like the boys and looks at them and goes,
I don't have insurance. Yes. Please do.
I think the thing that pings in your head is they're setting up with a doctor named Hart aligned by force, which is an Aelfir name,
Elfir. Mm-hmm.
and you don't see a lot of Aelfir down here. But they do scuttle you back to like it's not a room, it's a curtain. You know what I mean? Like it's like a little partition.
Gotcha.
And they scuttle you back there, and a doctor comes in. And the only reason that you know they're a doctor is because they say, "Hello, I'm a doctor."
I
And,
believe you.
they come in. They say, "I just," and they pause. They say, what seems to be the problem?"
He Wines looks at him and just at that pause.
This.
And he kind of like rolls down a little bit of his like, greave or his gauntlet, if you would, and shows him like the bumps on his hands. And he says,
This sucks. Can you do me the
No, I'm
search?
sorry. I'm sorry. For the colloquialisms, I'll need you to be specific. When you say it sucks, does it have vacuum tendencies? Does it lure things in? Does it suck?
No,
Literally,
no.
or you-
This is. I don't like this at all. I am in the worst
okay, all
position
right. I
one
just wanted
could be in.
I just
I
wanted to
have
make sure
armor stuck
because
to
down
my
here,
body. This
we
is
have had
underneath
people who had literal sucking chest wounds, like like it would draw things toward them, and so I wanted to
that.
make sure you didn't have a gravitational pull. And is it just up your arms?
He would like Wines like moves around a little bit to feel like if there's any discomfort beyond the point of his arms. Dan, would it be beyond the point of his arms? Would it be up to like his shoulders? Like
I think it would go about up to your shoulder, and most of like you don't want to have to take off your armor.
Right. So
It's like an hour, right?
No, yeah, and that would suck too. So, he would say, it hasn't reached my areolas yet.
I suppose that's good. Are those of a particular concern? Are you worried about your areolas?
They're bigger than the average one, but
Write something down.
No. No, I am not.
All right. Now, for the service, I see that you don't have insurance, which is understandable because that isn't a thing here. So you're not alone, I suppose. But also, I will let you know that it will. And he quotes you. He gives you a quote, and it's basically a D6 value. So you'd have to trade something of D6 to be healed for this. He says, how would you like to pay today? Trade, barter, potato flats?
Wines looks around like the room, then looks in the satchel, and says,
How do you feel about Godsmoke?
He says, his eyes light up a little bit. From a professional application standpoint, of course.
No. That's not what I asked.
Okay.
That's not what I asked. What do you think of the Godsmoke?
Is it medicinal grade shit?
It's that good shit.
I think that would be fine. And he starts filling in another box. He would definitely find a use for it. He would want all of it.
Oh.
okay, so
You got a D6 bag.
I do have a D6 bag. Yeah. So wines would be like
Anything to just feel like my armor belongs. Take it.
He's writing that down. He says, "I'm sorry. You look so familiar to me. Is your name Wines? It's something about whining and being whiny." Looks at the paperwork. Wines to the wind. Yes. I'm sorry. This is so funny. I remember I used to live in another part of Derelictus, and I went to a casino there quite a bit. I don't know if you're familiar with it, called the Manticore. I was a regular patron there, and one night I saw it was you and two other gentlemen, and you were involved in a game of Noker, and you made the dumbest bet I've seen anyone make in my entire life. And I watched that large gentleman clean you out. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude. It's just I tell that story at parties. I can see I touched a nerve.
No.
Yeah.
It's your favorite story. Please. Tell it.
That's it. You I think the other man cheated, is what I think. And the bet you made was very brave.
You remember my name that day.
It's here on the paperwork.
What else do you remember of that night? Do you remember the two men?
Yeah, I remember. The councilman was there. Captain. Shoot, what's his name? Oh, yes, Captain Wander the Lost was there. He was. Both of you clearly had a little bit of Godsmoke between the two of you. And then the third man who, I'm not sure I remember his name.
I see.
I could ask around.
You know,
I remember what he looked like.
I'm really glad that your eyes worked that day because I was seeing so much shit that night.
I would imagine. I saw you on Blues, on Dagger. I believe that at one point you and Captain Wanderlost did carotid, that is some heavy stuff. I'm surprised you're alive.
Not my first rodeo.
Your first what?
Raj.
Oh, your first Raj.
My first Rajij.
Rajij.
So listen here, okay? You do
I
me.
think he takes half of the god smoke and pours it out and puts the rest back and gives it to you. Says, I think this half of this bag should be enough.
No. He says, what fixes this?
Well, and he comes back and he says, ambergris, and he takes out he has this jar,
Mm.
and he puts it down in front of his whale sperm from sky whales. Typically,
Well, yes.
Yes, it typically treats skin afflictions such as these. If they, I recommend no strenuous activity. If the problem persists, come back and see us in maybe a week.
Okay. Then he kind of takes it and looks at it. He smiles at it and puts it in his satchel. And then, but before he can give him back the full god smoke, Wines takes the rest of the god smoke and puts it in his hand.
Okay.
And slowly clasps his hand around it. But when he clasps his hand, he just has the grip of the strength of as much as he can without popping one of the lobos. Yes. He kind of pulls him close and he says,
I know you think that day I made a risky bet, a very silly one. I like to gamble. So today, you're gonna take a risky bet.
Oh, I'm not a gambler.
Well, we're about to gamble. Roll the dice. Listen to me. You take the rest of this god smoke. And what I want you to do is that if a pig with a man face comes here in a day looking for me, you tell this pig you saw him, me.
Yes?
And I want you to let him know that I'm one step closer. And when you find this other man who was at that table that day, you make sure you send away to tell me. And that pig face pig.
The person with the pig with the person face, or
The
person with
face pig. You're listening to me, Titan's Grip. You're
Yes,
listening
I'm
here.
gambling. I'm rolling. Yes.
Okay. You will let me know.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Very good. All
Aho.
right. And
Aho.
Aho. Well, do you want a lollipop?
Yes.
Here's your lollipop. You have a lollipop? It's a D1 resource.
what flavor, DM? What flavor? It matters.
Pineapple.
Yeah.
No, it's mystery. Mystery is when they change out the flavors and they've got a little bit of everything in between. That's what mystery.
Oh, you know what it
sometimes
is?
are.
You know what it is? It's Professor Pepper Wildberry.
Oh, yes.
Oh, he's like
It's a cross promotion.
he kind of licks it a little bit and then he says he takes the lollipop and puts it on his other doctor's lips.
Thank you.
Doctor goes,
As he walks out, so I imagine Wines opens up the curtain. He opens up the curtain and he sees both
Toby
the
and Elric
depressing
are sitting
boys.
there reading out of date newspapers.
Yeah, and he just says,
Looks like you two are rubbing my arms tonight.
and he just puts a light pop in his mouth and walks out.
Next
he looks
door.
at Toby. Two unspeakable horrors in one day.
A few doors down at the sitting room at the tea house, the door opens and Bill and Jesse walk into. It's weird because it's like a parlor room, like a sitting room for having tea. And then at the far end of the room, there is a counter with like fantasy bulletproof glass going up and like a sliding window and an ancient lady of unusual size behind the window. And she says, "Welcome to the tea house. Come on in."
Hi.
No people. How can I help you? What can I do here for you?
Are you
I'm Granny Grimgarth. Yeah, it's me. She smokes.
your reputation
Wow.
precedes you.
You here for tea and pastries, or you here to trade?
Column A, column B.
¿Por qué no los dos?
All right. What kind of resources are we working with here? She points to a needle point on the wall that says the tea ain't free.
Did you make that yourself? It's real good.
Thank you. No, my daughter made it.
Oh, that's
She's
nice.
a lawyer. Yeah.
A lawyer. Wow. You must be really
Yeah.
proud.
She never visits me.
Oh,
That's neither here nor there.
right.
All right, sweetheart. I can put a pot on.
Great.
And then I can help you out. And she's like busting around behind the window. So you kind of have to. You feel like you have to kind of like crouch over and like speak through the hole. To like communicate with her.
Okay. Well, we really appreciate your time. We were told that you kind of. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep track of you. We're told that you have a bit of a mind for
Shit! I forgot the sugar. She like back
Right.
across the room.
Right. Sorry. So we're trying to find the what is that? The Eastern Express? Is that what we're trying to find?
That sounds about right.
Okay. We're
Eastern
trying-
Exchange.
Eastern Exchange. Okay.
Eastern
Right?
Express is right.
Express.
Eastern
sorry.
Express. Okay. RJ. No.
Sorry.
Kidding.
You almost ruined it, Archie. We're
I
from the
love
wrong place
blueprints.
entirely.
We're looking for the Eastern Express.
She stops and sort of turns to like look at you.
For
Is
a
that bad?
very interesting reason, if that is anything to go off of.
I guess it's something, but interesting doesn't buy me more. Interesting doesn't keep me in Earl Grey.
Right. I have these wood parasites. Well, I don't think they're just wood parasites. We found them in a tree that tried to kill us.
Okay, but keep them in the jar. Don't let them out.
No. It's nice and tight.
Right, half this stuff I got in here is wood. I don't want
Right.
those things getting out and doing whatever. Hold on, I'll be right back. And she comes back and she has like a tea tray, and like goes to the end and like opens up, part of the wall so she can come out with the tray. And she's just like, like again, big lady, just like rumbling along and like sets the tea down, and says, "Wood parasites."
Well, again,
These are the blight.
the black.
Licks 'em. Blight they infect plant life and make them sentient and
Yeah.
itchy.
Right.
So I mean, what worse torture is there? Is like first don't have independent thought, and then you do, but you can't scratch yourself.
Yeah.
Fucking torture. All right, yeah. This is interesting. What else you got?
Well, if you have information on the Gwynardazi, I would be willing to part ways with these, and he'll pull out the older pair of pistols.
Looks at them and says, "God, how old are these? I mean, they look like they're in working order."
Technically, chronologically, I don't know. But my actual pair are about 5 years old. And he'll also
Correct.
pull his other pair and show her like the maker's mark on the bottom with like the singular date.
Jesus, I almost said Jesus, but I don't know who that is. Well, these things are identical. How did you pull this off? What kind of stuff you been doing?
Time assassins? And I
Say
don't
no
know.
more.
Weird.
Nope, say no more. Yeah, I could help you with that too.
Great.
Yeah, we can
Nice.
work. And so she goes back. The tea kettle's going off. She gets the tea. She pours tea for you, and like sugar, that sort of stuff. And I think that maybe by the time that you have the tea and stuff like that, the others come in. They're done at the doctor, and she says, "Welcome. I'm just meeting with some clients. You'll have to wait your turn."
They're with us.
Oh, all right. What? The knight doesn't know about this stuff yet? It's got a lollipop.
He's there was God smoke involved. It's
Ooh.
Lots of god smoke involved.
Oh, stop it.
It's serious stuff. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Everybody sit down, have some tea. That's not a suggestion.
oh, sit down, have tea.
Tea readings.
She lights a cigarette.
Oh, do you
Oh,
mind
she
if I
drinks
as
the tea.
well?
No, please go ahead. Make yourself at home. You're looking for the Eastern Express. What do you know so far?
Wine.
We know it's in the east.
Wow.
We know it's a train station.
Yeah, kinda. Not really. But close. You're on the right track.
I see what you did there. That was good.
Thank you. Thank you.
There's a Vermisian night joke. This was good.
Yeah, it is.
No.
Long time ago. The Vermisian, the project itself, right? The folks up top, they wanted to make this system, and they thought the best way to power it would be by tapping into the greatest source of power that's down here, the heart. Now, you and I know. Now, that's fucking stupid.
Not smart.
I mean, that's a disaster waiting to happen.
Yes,
But pride's a funny thing, and a lot of the Aelfir up top, no offense intended, they're idiots, blinded by ambition, stuff like that. So they start this project. They lay down all the track, they get all the tunnels ready, and they send something down. I don't know what. They send a team or a weapon or something down into the heart to pierce into it. But when they do, everything goes cuckoo bananas. The heart unleashes a little bit of its energy, and all the weirdness you see, it didn't used to be this bad. I mean, yeah, it was always been weird, right? But it got weirder. It got a lot weirder. And the people involved, well, they realized here's a problem, All these humans, the Gwyn Ardasi cabal that you're talking about, they're these arcane engineers that they brought in from outstate, outside the city to work on it. And they start realizing once the Aelfir figure out that this thing went wrong, they're going to want to cover their tracks. And so they're going to want to wipe us out. So they make a run for it. They'd set up this train, not a station, but a train called the Eastern Express. They were all housed at a place called the Black Casern. It was like an encampment or a factory, a place where all the workers lived, where they built all this stuff for making the train line. Some people say it's still down there. I've heard some people say you go down Coin Pit, that's where it ends up, is in the Casern. So, They all lived there together, and when things went south, they made a run for it. They go to the Eastern Express. Now, it's unknown specifically what happened, but it wasn't good. My suspicion is that the Aelfir don't like to leave loose ends. And so, wherever the Eastern Express ended up, it didn't stop on purpose. Whoever was driving the thing got rubbed out, and everybody on board along with them.
Hot.
Not that kind of rubbed out ones.
Mixes tea with lollipop.
Philistine.
Now,
Don't.
you pay me pretty well. But the stuff I've told you, that the Vermissian project was a failure, even the stuff about the Eastern Express, lots of people know about that. It's shut down, it's buried, it's covered up. The Office of Closure and Mitigation, they go through and they shut down all the train lines. You guys in your tin suits walk around trying to keep it safe when you can't. But here's what people don't know. There's a rumor. You go down long enough, go down far enough. It's not over. That machine that pierced the heart, whatever it was, it's still down there. It's still running. Because when it unleashed the heart, it unraveled time. It undid the history. So you, with your assassins, what you could be dealing with here is people from other instances, from other
Dimensions?
Hey, I've seen weirder stuff. Today.
True. Same, yeah.
Yeah.
You want to see
You
my
want to
arm?
get to the Eastern Express? I can say the fastest way is to go down the pit. If nothing else, you might end up at the Caser, and there might be more info there. At least point you in the right direction, or answer more of your question. I don't know. But it's not safe. That thing's as weird as it looks.
Would I be pushing a boundary if I were to ask if you had any...
I'm single, yes.
Oh, we can talk about that later.
All right.
We'll shelve it.
Put a pin in it.
Rain check when I come back. For these
Brian
very...
is a sensitive subject right now, hiding the umbrella.
What's that? What do you got behind your back?
What the fuck is that?
Nothing. Down umbrella.
Sorry. Are there any freebies that you're willing to throw in regards to me selling off these pistols?
What do you want to know that I ain't told you yet?
Oh, if nothing knowledge-wise, maybe something physical, like gear. We're going down the pit after all. This might be bad.
I got a parachute. I could give you something. And she goes into the back again, starts rummaging around.
Have you ever heard of the Amarin
What?
Zone?
She yells. What?
You gotta bend
Use
down
the
into the
hole.
hole. Yeah, you gotta use the hole.
Oh, have you ever heard of the Amarin Zone?
Amber. You mean I don't know what that is. No,
Mourner's Close?
Mourner's Close? No, I ain't never heard of that. Are those places? I know everywhere. I ain't never heard of those before.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, babe.
At this point, Elric's produced a little book and he's flipping through pages, and he's also leaned over the hole. All right, tacos. Sorry, my handwriting's
Tacos? Yeah, I know of tacos and what those are.
Right, we'll return to that alongside
Crispy
Trubill's
shell.
question.
Okay.
Right, Procatacos. That's
Protocacos. Yeah. The old timey technology or whatever. Yeah. What about it?
Do you have any books or any references on the subject?
I can look. She points to a bookshelf. It's like that you can access with like used books on it. If you want to start looking. for
Yeah,
one. You
yeah.
start paging through.
Yeah.
She comes back with what we'll call a set of delving equipment worth D4. She's willing to give to you, RJ. So like basically whatever you need, like clamps or rope or blah blah blah. Belay cords and things to hang your water bottle off of, like
Carabiners.
probably on in there. Carabiners, yes. Yeah, there you go. Someone else was going to use that. They decided they didn't need it. Pew, bang, splat. Oh, that pit's got a bottom. I'm sure of it.
This
Thank
is
you,
a
Granny.
long shot, but I'm gonna take out another sketch of the Elfir man with the bug eyes and the bug wings.
Okay.
Have you seen?
Ah!
Sorry, I just did. I feel like I'm doing what's his face? Have you seen this girl? Have you seen this man?
She looks at it, and sort of like looks at it close, and she says, "Sorry, sweetie, no. But I mean, if you end up going too deep, right? If you keep going, and you do find a way to get to other wheres and whens, anything's possible."
Thanks, Granny.
You're welcome, doll. So, Elric, I'll tell you some of the books that you find here.
Okay.
You find another smut book called The Salt Ash Kraken Affair. Actually, that's not a smut one. That's a mystery. That's a mystery novel, but it
okay.
has sort of like noirish sort of vibe to it.
Okay.
You find one called Sex Mad Lejeune Priestesses, an Expose.
Okay.
You found one that it could possibly, like, you won't know unless you look through it. It could possibly mention Protocato Taco's stuff, which is called "The Towers Are Silent."
Okay.
And it has, the reason you think that is it has like a picture on the cover of like a very old looking tower, and it seems to be, from the summary on the back, sort of archaeologically based. And you know that a lot of the archaeologies and stuff like that look for Protocatos stuff is archaeology adjacent. So
Perfect.
maybe that would work. And then you also find one called Goats of Spire, a taxonomy and recipe book.
All right.
D4 for any one of those.
Perfect. He's actually going to take over the Mad Sex Priestess book and the
Yes.
Towers Are Silent.
Great. 2d4. Unless you got another suggestion.
He's gonna haggle because he doesn't have 2d4. He's at the
Okay.
1d6 book.
Then that's a roll.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, so when we haggle in Heart, that is a compel haven.
Ooh,
Some people have specific skills around haggling that you can get through advances and stuff.
Okay.
But I bet that you can do it. I believe in you.
All right.
So, it's compel haven. A 7 is a success at a cost. And what that means is when
Granny
we're
breaks
haggling.
kneecaps. No, I'm sorry.
Buying and selling. So a compel haven roll when buying. Okay. Yes. So it's a success, but the value of the books will go down now.
Okay.
So they were with D4. Now they're not.
Okay.
Now they're just sort of used books that they put out front on a little cart in front of the bookstore that you can take home. Please take our books.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, the way this stress, you don't take stress for yourself. It's just going to be like it puts stress on the item itself.
Perfect. So they go down a dice, you said?
Yes.
Perfect.
That's the way
That's
we'll
fun.
call it. So, but you got him. No problem.
Perfect.
As long as you trade something of worth or whatever.
Yeah, the Blood Witch sex book.
Oh, right. She takes that one and she tucks it into her bra.
He nods knowingly.
That's for later. When I'm on the toilet.
Could Wines approach this wonderful?
Oh, I wish you would.
Oh, this is so good.
He would ask, get real close to the hole.
Real close.
I'm wondering a thing. Have you heard of a man who has bragged much about winning a big game?
Like every day, I work in basically a pawn shop that serves tea.
Damn. Okay.
Anything specific?
Better question. When was the last time you heard of a train incident? Like a big one?
I don't know if you were paying attention, sweetheart. The trains have never run.
No. You know nothing then. It happened. It happened. A train destroyed a casino.
Oh, the Manticore?
Yes.
That wasn't a train. That was like poor infrastructure or something. I heard the place fell in on itself.
Where?
It's people. I mean, around. Stuff. Rooms.
No.
You know?
Where did this happen?
Up over in Derelictus, where the Manticore is. Collapsed.
Wait, Wine just kind of leans back, like thinking, putting that together.
Oh. I have no money, but thank you.
She looks at the rest of you and she says, You're welcome back anytime, not him.
I give her a coin. Sorry, Ben.
How many coins do you have, girl? That big
However
bag.
much
Why-
Celadon I look upon the gave us.
Gave us.
Mm-hmm.
A rich bitch.
As you move from there to descend into Coin Pit, I think we see you getting ready. And then the last thing that we see this week is a crowd gathering around you as you start to make this descent. And what we're going to do is it's going to be a delve next week. We're going to go from Coin Pit to the Black Caesar via the pit, and we'll see how it goes. I don't have a good beat. All I have is Granny Grimgoth, who is just terrific the way she is. So that'll do it for this week. And next week, down the hole, right? Yes, RJ.
Can I sleep with Granny Gringoth real quick to fulfill my go somewhere no one else has stepped foot in for at least a century beat?
Oh no!
Roll
Granny
me.
gets it.
Compel and Haven or Cursed. And
Cursed. It has to
Cursed.
be. It has to be.
if you succeed on this, we'll say that it happens. But if you take stress, you gotta take stress.
Okay, my kneecaps are gonna
Okay.
get broken. Here we go. 8.
That's an 8. That's you take no stress.
You
from
took her
that.
tacos.
So the
Y'all
last
had a
thing that we
great
see this
night.
week is everyone walks out and Shubil says, I'll be out in just a second. Right? Then we do a smash cut, propeller spin, lights go down softly, curtain flutters in the wind. And then we see Grimgoth and Shubil in bed together, smoking cigarettes. And God. I can't. In fact, I wish we could keep going for another 3 hours right now because it's just such a lovely evening. Such a lovely evening with cultured individuals and friends. We could come together and tell stories. Not be weird about things like taking a lollipop and putting it to somebody else's lips, or
Just normal things.
just normal stuff here
Just
on High
normal.
Shelf Collective. I've been Doc Rimbo. I am your games master for this game of Heart of the City Beneath by Rowan, Rick, and Descartes. We're going to go around. Everyone, tell us Also, thanks to the writers. We saw raids from Neon Lights, Roleplay, and Laugh Love Lindy. Hi, Lindy. Mwah. You tell us who you are. Give us maybe a highlight or something like that, and then share what your beats were, and we'll determine whether or not you hit them. Does that sound good? Let us start with Ali. Start at the top, at the very top.
Yes,
Boop,
yes,
boop,
yes,
boop,
yes.
boop, boop. Ali, tell us everyone who you is, and tell us about your beats, homie.
I play Elric, the Heartsong Witch human person who totally is not traumatized. My beats today were See a Wonder, Lost for a Century or More, and Gain Foreknowledge of Your Doom.
So, second one, absolutely.
Yeah.
Seeing a vision of yourself in zenith mode with your dead ex-lover that you're trying to resurrect, for sure, that's Doom.
Yeah.
Now, I'll say this. The Black Caisern was intended to be a place that's a possible place that nobody's been in a century or more.
Mhm.
But I think she'll be able to beat you to the punch on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you didn't get that one, but save it because I'm guessing next week we'll go there.
Yeah.
For sure. Anything else you want to plug or anywhere else we can find you?
Nope, I'm all good. Thank you.
All right, let's go down to the sexiest junk mage in the world. RJ, tell us who you are and what your beats were and where else we can find you.
Well, hello, I'm RJ. You can catch me at RJustice282 on all my socials. Also on Mondays over at the Indoor Adventures, where we play D&D 4th edition, where gold equals magic power, and we just hugged a boss to death.
I love
Actually,
that
with like kindness. Actually, like we didn't fight them. We said some very meaningful words, and it went through. Also on Saturdays over at GGK with Sid, where we're doing Blades in the Dark. It's fun. It's fresh. We're in a gang war.
We blew up a government building.
We
And
do that a
any of the
lot.
FBI agents listening, I'm talking about a game, okay?
Not recently.
Not recently.
Other than that,
How about the beats?
Oh yeah, my beats are refuse to back down when it would be beneficial to do so.
Do you feel like you did that one?
Maybe next week.
Maybe next week.
Yeah.
And your second one?
Go somewhere where no one else has stepped foot in for at least a century.
Guaranteed, my man. You got that one.
What?
Not in the way we expected.
What? There is a meme of Silent Hill 2 where it's the main character walking through it, and the bottom text reads, "My dick has led me to places I wouldn't even go with a gun."
You know, I now realize why your future self came back to kill you in that moment.
Yeah.
Trying to stop that.
Honestly,
Regret.
I'm not saying I'm gonna let it happen, but that's really close to fulfilling the first one too, about refusing to back down when it would be beneficial.
Please, not two at once. I'd feel really dirty.
You should feel that way. Another person who makes everyone here feel dirty is Sid. Hi, Sid.
Hey, I love
Hey.
that tagline. I'm Christina Sid.
Umbrella.
Where? You can find me on the internet at Greek Sid. Like RJ said, on Saturdays I'm over at game nights. That's 2 G's and a K. Playing some Blades in the Dark. I am a brothel owner as well as the mastermind of a gang. We have lots of fun and we're gay and do crimes. It's great. And then on Mondays, we're just starting up a Fistful of Darkness game. We're doing the Quiet Year right now so that we can do some world building beforehand. But I am about to be another large, weird lady. So it's going to be fun. Definitely check it out. I do have a type. It's pretty
Wow.
I love a large weird lady. Fantastic.
And my beats.
What about Jesse's beats? Jesse, my angel doll.
Learn the meaning of the words Black Caisern. So we did do that. I got that one.
Just under the wire.
Yeah. And the other one was befriend a fellow delver in the heart. I don't know if I've done that one yet. We
came close with Brandy Grimgoth, but she's not really a delver.
No, not really a delver. So
yeah. So keep it up.
We'll work on it.
Just one. That's good. That's still good. Thank you. Down to Benji. Benji, some of my favorite moments of the whole week came from Toby this week. Not only like the kids and getting to give him that little religious tract about a cult that follows him after he's dead, but also you saying things like doing normal things. And you and Elric, Sad Boys Club, insisting that they're being normal is great. So, what else have you got going?
Yeah, I'm Benji. You can find me online at Chance47, and every other Saturday I'm over at that D'Angelo's Twitch channel, and we're getting ready to embark on the mythical odyssey of Theros and some D&D 5e. So that'll be fun. My beats, I think I hit them both. Gain information on why you've been chosen by the heart. I think I've officially gained some
It's
information.
definitely, yeah. I think that's part of it.
And then communicate with something of the heart. I communicated with the whole.
That was great. Yeah, I think so too. And I wasn't expecting that to happen, but you yelling it down and doing a little echo thing back and forth, and it was fun. It was really good. So yes, you hit both of those.
Right.
For sure. So make sure you get advances. Folks watching at home, when we hit a beat, we get an advance, a new ability for our character. Well, thank you very much, Benji. Let's go over to Derek. Derek,
Hey.
you broke me several times tonight. Real bad. But I think I got you back sometimes too.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, good push and pull.
Go ahead. Tell 'em
So,
about yourself.
my name is Derek from Atop Derek Mountain, where I play games, do the geek stuff and stuff. I play on Wild RP and I play a slew of different characters. Where you'll find me doing for the rest of the week, and maybe a sporadic half sword. I've been playing the hell out of that game, and I'm trying to ascend myself to knighthood. And it's a good time. So come on and join me for the rest of the week for that. But I do play the Vermisian Knight, known as Wines to the Wind. And today was a very eventful day. Beats-wise? Man, beats-wise, our beats were to get into trouble as someone discovers your checkered past.
That doctor.
Boom, that little bastard. And then we have coerce an important or beloved NPC into undertaking a task they don't want to do, which wasn't done just
I don't
yet.
think so. You could have had Granny Grimgoth try to talk her to something. She does not like you.
No, not at all. No, that was not the lady. Babe, you know whose lady that was for though? you show her that bill, baby. You show her that bill. Hell yeah.
Talk about some arcane drama. Fantastic. Thank you, Derek. You're lovely. I'm Doc Grimbo. I've been your games master. Tomorrow, if you head over to Laugh Love Lindy's channel, who just raided us, tomorrow at 2:30 Eastern is our Tracks of Terror game. It's Y'all of Cthulhu, where I play as one of my Wild RP characters, Edison Jones. Last week, their train took them to dinosaurs, and he got eaten by a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and then woke up back on the train. So welcome to Jurassic Groundhog Day. It is a fun game, and you should come by and check it out. And so we'll be over there at 2:30 tomorrow. And then this Friday, I'll be back here on High Shelf for our mini series of Pathfinder's Malevolence, a haunted house type of deal, where I'm playing I'm playing a halfling who is an asshole.
There you go.
He is an investigator and is basically based on if you've seen Slow Horses on Apple TV, he's based on the leader of that group there. So he's just a real piece of shit. So come by and see that this Friday night here on High Shelf. We are going to do a raid for our friends over at the Lollygaggers. Thank you, chat. Thanks for everyone watching. And until next time, go down a hole, but make sure it's the right one. See ya.